It is, of course, Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time for jocularity, shenanigans, and a punch to the yam bags. It's wrestling news.
It's time for Dynamite After Dark, boy.
Intern, hit the damn music. Oh, geez, we got some feedback going on.
I wonder if it's coming from Joseph or where's it coming from?
Okay, hey, I'm gonna hop onto a different. I'll be back in a minute. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So before,
yeah, it was Joseph.
Well, Teddy Grahams is figuring out our technical difficulties. We're going to blame the intern. Intern number 4, who happens to be Eric. It is all his fault. He will be suspended
without pay.
Until a further investigation.
You guys are crazy. And I love every minute of it.
Yeah, we are, damn it. Yes, we are. All right. So, yeah, I mean, Dynamite coming from Arthur Ashe Stadium in New York's, just not in the city, but just across the water you can't drink or swim in because you'll die from all the chemicals that have been poured into it year after year. But man, what a area is he back. All right.
Talk, see if there's an echo.
Yeah, no echo. No echo.
Check 1 2.
Yeah, we're good.
Can we hear Joseph?
Huh?
I just want to hear Joseph talk.
Hey, I'm here. Everything good?
There you go.
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's perfect.
Nice. Let's get this show going.
Before we get started, if you're paying attention, Canada Dry has an injury. He's going to be out 8 to 10 weeks possibly, but he will not miss one effing show. That's a guarantee.
I did miss one show. We had to move the day of. We had to move the podcast, the Wrestling with the Paranormal show. I had to move it to Monday because.
Okay. So, but it's
the Dally. We got Dilly Dally in the house.
But we know that for sure. Canada Dry is not going to miss anything. The Beast, Rob the Beast, man, he's in the house. All right, we got some momentum. We got some people showing up. So we're at Arthur Ashe Stadium. It's Grand Slam. We don't screw around. This is a big episode of Dynamite. They go right into it, and holy crap, we start off with the Ring of Honor World Championship. It is, of course, Chris Jericho versus Claudio Castagnoli.
Castagnoli?
Castagnoli, whatever.
He's an Italian, eh?
So we get not the Lionheart, not the Painmaker, but we get the BC Wizard. That's what we're going to officially call Chris Jericho. Best wrestler ever, best at sports entertainment ever. Crowd was super loud. They were just singing Judas. That place sounded like it was on fire. It was rocking. Probably the only heel I think that's ever gone a face pop, to my recollection, as loud as what Jericho got. It was unfreaking believable. Crowd loved Claudio as well. Kerry Silken is in the house. For those who don't know who Kerry Silken is, he started Ring of Honor. He brought Ring of Honor to the forefront. He got it syndicated. He got it on TVs. He got it in front of people's eyes. And he even took a bump. Now, this is a man who has a neck issue.
That was cool.
Yeah, he has a bad neck. He has a bad back. The guy's had cancer, and he took a bump from Chris Jericho. This is surprisingly the 5th title defense for Claudio. I didn't realize that, but the thing that really screwed with me was Jericho only had 7 world championships in his career that we know of.
Yeah.
It seems like he had.
It feels like he should have more.
Yeah. It's I
Well, you
feel
got to remember, Jericho had 9 intercontinental reigns, and so a lot of those lasted for a really long time. He had the WCW US title, the Cruiserweight title, so he's had a bunch of titles. It's not the world.
WCW just never pushed him to the main event like they should.
Right.
There you go. There you go.
Let me just say that I love this Arthur Ashe setting. It is so freaking cool. And right off the bat, it felt like a pay-per-view. It was cool.
Yeah.
Like this felt like more of a pay-per-view than All Out did.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, I'm talking about staging.
Yeah.
Like because All Out just nothing in the staging for All Out stood out. It just looked like another ramp.
Yeah, the setting definitely looked better than All Out.
It was a prime show. So let's get started. I'm going to go with Canada Dry first. Canada Dry, your thoughts on the Jericho versus Claudio match for the Ring of Honor Championship?
To me, that was the best Ring of Honor match I've ever seen. I haven't seen a lot before AEW, so give me that. But
you have a lot of ROH to catch up on. Then
Canada.
You do. You have 20 years to catch up on.
Well, I'm ROH illiterate before AEW, so give me a break. Yeah. So to me, that was the best ROH match I've ever seen. I loved the way they told that story, and Jericho winning the ROH title is perfect because Claudio is well known, but Jericho is almost a household name, and to really elevate that title, you need a name like Jericho to really put it over. And I'd like to see the belt look more prestigious than just ROH. I'd like to see it a more prestigious looking belt.
I'll say this: there are better designs that they have had. The round one with the little leaves coming up was, to me, the best.
It should be gold.
Well, I mean, this is the old one that they went back to when Gresham went around as the interim champion while, was it Rush or Bandito? Bandito was out injured.
Yeah.
So they've changed it, and that was an older one, more classic belt.
I'm going to give you a belt for that.
Jericho is a household name. He's as big as The Rock.
As big as The Rock? I don't know about big.
Did you add more sound effects? Because
I did add more sound effects. I'm gonna. This is like the morning zoo. Every time somebody says something good, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. If you say something bad,
when you're not, we're gonna put you on the list.
Yeah, we got to have a bad sound now.
Joe Graham, go for it. Tell us exactly what you thought about this match.
Oh, I love the match, and I honestly didn't see Jericho winning this. I just thought he's just going to put over Claudio, make the belt look great.
Yeah.
But I'm all for this if we get the Jericho Appreciation Society running ROH. Sort of like what Scum was for ROH.
Oh, that'd be cool. I like your booking moves here.
Especially, I mean, I have to believe there's a TV deal coming soon. I imagine the whole merger thing put a damper on it, but
yeah.
At least I hope, because
putting Jericho
ROH needs its own time slot and in its own airwave time.
Yeah, putting the belt on Jericho seems like that might mean it's close.
Yeah, I gotta agree. There we go. I gotta agree. That was well worth it. Trey J Styles, Hall of Famer in AFW. What did you think of Jericho versus Claudio?
Yeah, Hall of Famer in AFW, starting off the season, #1 contender. Second greatest hair on this entire podcast right now, because Joe Graham, if you could just take your hand and go through it one good time. I just need this. This is some. Do you still I need your products, man. I need your products.
I mean, I got my hair cut 3 days ago, so give it a couple days, it won't be like this.
that shit is phenomenal right now.
Yeah.
But way to go, Dallas. I know Dallas had my back. This match was exactly what I've always when I envisioned Claudio and Jericho. This is what I would have loved to see. Jericho didn't look a step out of his prime. Jericho looked clean. Jericho had that little touch of dishonor, which is I like the fact that the Jericho Appreciation Society now currently has 2 Ring of Honor titles.
Yep.
Is definitely a big thing. You know, and Jericho's Judas effect this time, it looked great. Normally, when Jericho does the Judas effect on people taller than him, it looks terrible.
Yeah.
This time it was spot on. And I think when
Claudio
you have
can sell
guys,
like hell.
huh?
Claudio can sell like hell.
Yeah. And that's another big thing that like he really hasn't had to do yet since he's been in. The Claudio swing was a phenomenal. I think we got 17 rotations on there.
Yeah, we did.
So I mean,
like that you counted
probably 17, but the fans in attendance probably counted to 30 because they don't know how to count live. So
no.
So who can inform Dallas?
They count quarter rotations. Huh?
Can I just interrupt you quickly? Can someone inform Dallas who Scum is?
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
So Scum was Kevin Steen, Jimmy Jacobs.
Yep.
And I don't remember, I'm drawing a blank on everyone else, but they were ROH without honor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what it was. And it was great because ended up being Kevin Steen and El Generico, the rivalry that will never die in a ladder war.
What does Scum stand for? Or is it just Scum?
I think it stands for something. I don't know what it stands for, though.
Yeah, I can't remember what it stands for.
But go back and watch it. It's great.
Well, it sounds awesome with Kevin Steen and El Generico. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna give Trey I'm gonna give him
You know Macho Man saved the universe, right?
Yeah.
Like that day the day that the Mayans said that the world was supposed to end, Macho Man died that same day, so he really saved us all.
He died.
Really? Yeah, Macho Man died for our sins.
Macho Man died to stop the apocalypse, whether it's for our sins or not.
Yes, he is. He is the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost.
Whoa, this is not in our Bible study. I'm not going to allow that.
The macho, the madness, the man.
Yep. There you go. So we get a video package hyping the main event, which I thought was a decent package. We go right into match 2, Swerve in Our Glory, the AEW Tag Team Champs, of course.
Dallas has the answer here. Macho Man died for our Slim Jims.
Yes, he died for our Slim Jims. He did, yes. Oh, yeah, snap into it. This is for the AEW Tag Belts. Who likes Swerve in Our Glory? Nobody. Keith Lee looks absolutely apathetic. He just looks like he just doesn't give a shit. I don't know if that's his gimmick. I don't know if he just doesn't give a crap. He's not entertained. He looks like he's just going through the things. Overall, it was a good match.
I think it's maybe because he knew he was losing the belt, so they were upset.
He looks like that all the time. He looks like he's just so uninterested and just like, whatevs. He sounds like my kid. Whatevs. I mean, Caster selling the knee injury, you knew at that point, you knew what was going to happen. You were going to get that great comeback story. Big time botches by Swerve in Our Glory, especially by Swerve. I always forget how tall Billy Gunn really is. Like every time he stands up to another guy, I'm like, holy shit, he really is that tall. Like I know because I've met him, but it's so weird seeing him stand up next to people and towering over them. Acclaim get the huge win. Joseph Graham, you go first. What were your thoughts on
Okay. I'm very glad you let me go first because I'm fine with everything except the end.
Really?
Acclaimed is the big baby face. They're pretty much in their backyard by the way everyone acts.
Yeah.
And you have Billy Gunn hit a famouser on the outside on the Legal Man.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it. And through the course of this card, 3 straight dirty finishes. It doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
But the match itself, loved it. It was great.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. I'm going to give you a. There we go. Canada Dry, you go next. What are your thoughts on the Acclaim versus Swerve in our?
Okay, so first off, I'm going to say very entertaining match. Good back and forth.
Yeah.
Two things I'm not a fan of. The Acclaimed winning the match. Not because I hate the Acclaim.
You don't like them. I know you don't. Just say it. You don't like them. It's okay.
I'm not a fan of them, but I'm not against them.
Yeah.
I see how over they are.
Yeah.
And I think they pulled the trigger too soon.
Okay.
And I think that if they would have lost, it would have made the crowd love them more.
Yeah.
And I think they could have been bigger stars, winning it a little bit later.
I'm okay with that. Trey J, what are your thoughts on the match?
So before we get into this, I gotta make a quick statement. I know I do this all the time, so it's not like it's anything new. But last week when we did this show,
yeah,
we didn't mention that Luigi Primo was on the show, was on Dynamite last week.
We did.
We missed
we just brushed past that. Like, that is just something that we should not do. So I just want to be a week late in bringing up the fact that the wrestling pizza maker was on Dynamite.
He was.
Look at. Noob agrees with me.
Ah, jeez.
Way too soon.
Welcome.
But honestly, I'm glad to finally, it's getting to the point, I think, with AEW being 3 years old now, it's getting to the point where it's like, I feel like a sense of real pride and cheering whenever a homegrown team wins a title or a homegrown star wins a title. Like when Wardlow won, I was big with Wardlow winning. The Acclaimed is the same way. Like, yeah, it might be a little bit too soon, but at least it happened.
Okay, would you agree with me that they would have been way over if they did the chase a little bit longer?
And I'm not 100% sure they would have been way over. I think they would have still maintained. I don't think they would have dropped, but I'm not sure if they could have. I don't think it's so, that gimmick is so good with, like, Max Caster is so good with that gimmick, and then Anthony Bones is so good with the Scissor Me Daddy. Like, all those things come together and they make a perfect storm of merchandise selling, of getting over. I don't know if anything else really could have helped them get over more. Definitely, it would have made the chase more juicy. And you basically know the next time they would have went for it, they definitely would have won. But I'm not too much, I'm not too much against them winning this, because for all the botches, for Keith Lee's apathy, which is basically kind of mirroring the Shaq at the end of his Lakers run and Kobe's rise to get the next the third, fourth, and fifth titles. That I can definitely see that playing out, and I definitely kind of
didn't even use this just for men tonight. He let a little bit go there.
And it's funny because I definitely think that I want to see what happens next with Swerve and Lee.
Yeah,
and I think that could be.
I think Swerve is going to be a top level heel. Yeah. Like, I can see him having.
First of all, I just want to make sure that Dallas knows. I literally slid in there with nobody knowing. I said, "Scissor me, dally ass." That's what I said.
Oh, scissor me, dally. Scissor you all night long.
Oh, let's not say that too often. You get Dallas a little excited, okay?
Yeah.
Hey.
He's trying to.
We're all about the ratings. We're all about the ratings.
So he can get better. He can get better booked. I know what you're doing, Trey J. It's all right.
I know he didn't even draft me.
There's two things I pulled away from this match. One of them is this: the Max Caster injury in New York reminded me of Walt Frazier, Game 5, I believe, of the NBA Finals when he played for the Knicks. Mm-hmm. Goes into the locker room. He misses a quarter. He comes back. He leads the Knicks to a win. The other thing is this, and this is going out to all the kids. This is a little bit of under the learning tree with the JFB. You never scissor your partner when you're in the middle of a match. You just don't. You just don't do it. So, kids, when you're wrestling, don't scissor your partner. forgot we had that. I totally forgot that we had that.
Is that like the more you know?
I was just going to say that, JJ.
Yeah, it's for Wrestling with Paranormal. We do that at the end.
That's hilarious.
We get Jerry Springer final thought.
So we have a segment with FTR. They want a shot at the titles, duh. And the Gun Club come out, and you know what? It's a segment. We don't even have to harp on it because there's so much more that comes after that. We do get a Wheeler Yuta segment. Right when they're about to start with Shivani, out comes MJF, and he comes to save the day. Everybody who now follows MJF is now a devil worshiper. He made that abundantly clear. If you love me, you're a devil worshiper. What can I say? I am a devil worshiper as well because I love MJF. I love him and Shivani together. I love that he called him a fat ass. And then he kept calling Yuta Wheeler Wheels, which just tickled me funny.
I love it.
Yeah, he kicked Shivani's ass. Kind of weird that Yuta got the upper hand a little bit. And then, of course, out comes Morrissey to essentially make the assist and take care of Yuta while MJF hits him with the 24-karat gold diamond ring right in the face. So what do you guys think of this little segment? We can talk about this segment because it was actually worth talking about. Trey J, you go first.
I feel like TK is not quite as confident in Wheeler Yuta's promo ability.
Yeah.
But I also, if you want to go back to what you said in the very beginning about you've never seen a heel get a pop that big.
Yeah.
That was pretty comparable.
Yeah.
MJF coming out was pretty comparable. And I think that when MJF comes out in that way, his promos are always so much better.
Oh, yeah.
One of the big things I think with Wheeler and the fact that AEW isn't quite as scripted is that Wheeler's not as confident on the mic. And I think that showed because when he made the comment about, he's like, congratulations, your wife figured out you're spineless. It's kind of like those sentences don't go together.
Yeah.
But overall, seeing Morrissey, seeing the firm, it's a good callback. It's a good reminder that even though they're not permanent, it's like, yeah, anybody comes after MJF, he's got these 6 guys that have his back.
Yep. There you go. That was good. I like that. Joe Graham, go for it. What do you think of the Wheels?
I laughed at him calling him Wheels. I thought it was hilarious.
Could not stop laughing.
But I'm so glad that Wheeler didn't take it and he turned around right into a punch. Like I sat here on my couch. I was like, just punch him in the face. Yeah. Because he has a punchable face and what comes out of his mouth makes you want to punch him.
Yeah.
And then
the best.
Oh man.
And
okay,
then,
I'll save my AFW rant for later.
And then like Morrissey coming out, I just want to see more of him. He just looks like a generic henchman heel, and I think he could. I know he can be so much more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Canada Dry, what are your thoughts on this?
Get something after my bit here. You better give me something. I'm
going to give you something.
Or nothing.
Okay.
So I absolutely love this. I love the fact that they raised Wheeler to go one-on-one with MJF in this big scene, give him the spotlight, and I love when he went after Shivani. You knew that Wheeler Yuta was gonna take him down.
Yeah,
but I didn't know that Morrissey was coming for him, and that's what I love so much. It's just it was just a nice little cut scene there. It was great.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
All right, so we get another video package segment. It is with Jade. Diamante comes out. She brings out Trina. Whatever. We don't have to focus on that because that was just kind of that was weak sauce, right?
What I didn't like about that segment is they didn't say who Trina was. Apparently, she's a big rap star.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's huge. Like she's
I
super
didn't
famous.
know that. So
Yeah,
the
I've never
casual
heard. I
fan who does,
didn't know who she was. I would have
the
liked
casual
to have
fan who
known.
doesn't follow
Well,
rap
it's crazy.
doesn't know that.
And it's crazy because they had just had Fabulous and DJ Who Kid to come out for the Acclaim and Swerve match, and so then you have like Trina come out, and it's like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
Trina's like usually associated with the South, though.
Yeah,
so New York was a bit, was Remy Ma not available?
Yeah, probably not.
I thought it was going to be Mercedes Martinez. That's what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, she's not the baddest bitch in the world.
I'll tell you what I took from it is, good Lord, Diamante is short.
Yeah, oh yeah, she's not very tall. She's like 3 foot tall.
She's like pint size compared to Jade.
I'm just glad it wasn't Ivelisse.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh,
so let's get to our third match.
Not nice. La Sicaria is okay.
Yeah.
No, she's actually quite awful.
Yeah. So our third match is Pac, the Bastard Pac versus Orange Cassidy for the All-Atlantic. Good physical match, lots of back and forth, but it did not have the same energy as the two previous matches. It was something that wasn't there. Pac goes dirty, which to me doesn't really make a lot of sense because Death Triangle is more over face-wise, I would say, more than they are heel. That's my interpretation of it. I didn't understand it. Canada Dry, you go first. Your thoughts on Pac versus Orange Cassidy?
Okay, so either the Acclaimed needed to win a little bit more clean, or this match needed to end clean. So they needed to pick one to be a clean match. And I don't understand where they were going, but I guess they want to keep the rivalry going between Orange Cassidy and Pac. So I don't like that we had to look to the replay to find out what happened because he was like, well, because you didn't really see the bell at all. You just like wait, how did that end?
Oh, with the hammer? Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't really see it. Just like, wait, what happened? You were blinking. You all of a sudden you lost. So,
all right, Trey J, what are your thoughts?
I was just pissed that this was spoiled last week.
Yeah,
I was so mad. Like I really thought that I would have put money that Orange Cassidy was gonna win, but then when he got sucker punches Pac last week, I was like, oh, the pendulum theory of wrestling. Like, oh, you got the momentum. Okay, that means you're gonna lose. And I was just like, and so like this match became something that I didn't want to look forward to because I was just like, all my belief that Orange Cassidy is gonna win this match wasn't there, and it's kind of like what's going to be a surprise. I mean, normally he's going to hit the beach break. He's going to hit, and this wasn't even a showcase really of Orange Cassidy as much as I think it really should have been in a loss like this.
Yeah.
It was like Pac cheated, but it was like it was already even match. It wasn't even like he was getting outmatched. Yeah. It's just like, so I don't really feel like it did enough for Orange Cassidy going forward.
Yeah, totally agree. You know what? You get a bell for that. Brother Graham, your thoughts on Pac versus Orange Cassidy?
Okay, so I got a couple key points. One, I felt like the first 2/3 of the match didn't need to happen. It was slow.
Yeah.
It was not what I expect from Pac or Cassidy in a match.
Yeah.
Number two, the third dirty finish in a row just killed it for me.
Yeah.
And then three, this didn't do anything for anybody. Like Pac didn't look good coming out of this. OC didn't look good coming out of this. I don't know. It just something, like you said, something was amiss. Something didn't hit, and it just
Like it just
odd
happened
for those two.
Like it felt like it just happened.
Plus, you knew with the two titles already changing hands, you knew the third wasn't coming.
Yeah, that too. I feel like the two title changes should have been split apart.
Yeah,
because the crowd also felt dead for this match.
Yeah,
which is understandable after two great matches and two title changes.
Yeah,
I don't think it was a bad match though.
I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
The finish was the only part.
I mean, you put that match smack in the middle of a Grand Slam show, given what we'd already seen versus what we were planning to see, or at least hoping to see.
Yeah,
it was a tough call.
I agree. I mean, to me, honestly, this was the worst match of the night, and for good reason. Exactly what Joe.
Well, you said that the worst match of the night, but saying that, it was still a pretty good match.
It was still, yeah. It compared to what has been happening on WWE, yeah, it's a better match than what's been happening on WWE. But when you're comparing it to the 5 matches, it's the worst match for me. It's the number 5 match. I mean, it just did not have that energy that the crowd had for those first 2. It was almost like, man, we're exhausted. Let's just sit down on our hands while this match happens. And nobody gained anything, and nobody made each other look better. They just, So, all right, let's go to our 4th match. That 4th match, of course, is Britt Baker, Toni Storm, Serena Deeb, and Athena. So the tag team last week transfers into this week. Deeb looks awesome as always. I know I am a huge Deeb dweeb. That's what I'm going to start calling myself.
I love it.
I love Serena Deeb. That woman can wrestle.
Yeah.
She can beat guys. I mean, I don't think there's a guy around that has the chops to take her down and go for like a submission match or anything like that.
Yeah.
Storm looked good. Britt kind of was she had nothing going on. I mean, she was in and out of that ring a lot more than she was pulling off wrestlers and doing anything else. Athena did not look good. This is the 2nd match in a row where Athena did not look that great. So I'm going to go with Joseph Graham first. Joseph Graham, your thoughts on the 4-way for the AEW Women's Interim title?
It wasn't bad. It felt like it ended prematurely just to get to the debut, is what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about that separately or part of this?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that separately. Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk about that separately.
But yeah, like that and Britt, good Lord, on that power move by Athena, she got her nose popped something good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So who hit Britt?
Athena did. Like when she had Britt on her back and I think Serena, and she did a follow-up slam.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like there's a little bit of separation. I think it was just a mistake. I don't think it was malicious or anything, but you could see where Athena's back just landed flush on Britt's face.
Yeah, you're not meant to carry 2 people like that. It's a dumb spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say this. Nothing gets me more riled up and excited than Britt Baker bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
He is like, that gets me going. I'm like, yeah, like I like her as a wrestler, and I think she is a great wrestler, but man, she will bleed. Whether it's the easy way or the hard way, she bleeds. It looks freaking vicious, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Trey J, your thoughts on this match?
Camera work in this match was so terrible.
Yeah.
Like they stayed on the wide angle way too much for a 4-way match when people are just down on the ground.
Yeah.
Like there was just that takes me out. That's too much negative space for me.
Yeah.
Toni did look good. Athena needs to be in there with speed wrestlers, at least for the next little while. Like she's not going to be slow pace. I think every time that she's been in with people who kind of work the slower paces, either she gets hurt or they get hurt. And that's not any fault of hers. It's just what happens, I think, with her, the clash of styles, clash of abilities. Of course, like I said, Deeb looks great. I was going into this with a lot of fear that Deeb was going to be the one to take the loss, especially after she got the pin last week.
Yeah.
I knew Toni Storm wasn't losing because it was just too soon. And I think you really kind of, at this point, if you're going to commit, you got to commit. AEW really can't afford to play hot potato with any more titles.
Yeah, totally agree.
But Britt, like I said, I'm with you on the Britt bleeding. I said Britt, every time Britt bleeds, it's like she's going for her Becky Lynch moment.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Like you never know. It's going to be another t-shirt soon.
Yeah.
Real quick, before Canada Dry goes, Can I address that comment by Noob about how they only sign all ex-WWE talent?
Sure.
Like,
Go ahead.
I hate that. Like, for like the last 20 years before AEW, there's only WWE.
Yeah.
So, of course, everyone's ex-WWE. Like, and then WWE went on a signing rampage to keep everyone away from AEW.
Yeah.
This whole, AEW only signs ex-WWE people is old and annoying. Like, they have their – do they need to focus more on promoting some of their homegrown? Yes, but they have them. But you got to have the name brand to get drawing the eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how a business works. So,
well, and you got to remember too that bringing in veteran wrestlers is good because they will take the time and the effort to help younger talent, to help get them over, to help train them, get them better on their gimmicks, on their characters. That's the whole point of like bringing in an Athena or bringing in,
Madison Rain.
Yeah, exactly. XWE wrestlers. I mean, bring them in because they're going to help elevate the younger talent. That's exactly what they need to do. Canada Dry, your thoughts on the 4-way?
Okay, so I'm so sick of Britt Baker. I'm so sick of Britt Baker. She can't wrestle to save her life. I'm sorry. I'm so sick of that.
You're on the list. I put you on the list. You son of a bitch.
She's great on the mic, but her wrestling is so sloppy.
Yeah.
I really like that Deeb is part of this because she can kind of play the ring general.
Yeah.
And kind of, I don't know, maybe that's why she's part of this to make it look good. I don't know, maybe. But I did enjoy Tony Storm, and I did enjoy Deeb in this. So to me, this was the worst match of the night, not Pac and Orange Cassidy. So.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it was a good take. It was a hot
give
take.
Me that half-hearted bell.
Before we get to the finish and everything. Yeah, I mean, I was worried that Deeb was going to take the pin too. I thought she was going to eat it. Tony Khan has to start giving these women the ability to tell the story in the ring and not in promos, because a lot of these girls are not strong in promo. But they can tell a story in the ring. They tell it so freaking well, and that's what Tony Khan needs to do.
What about Hater? Like, why would they do that?
Well, let's talk about the ending.
Okay,
I was looking forward to a Britt and Hater feud.
I was.
Exactly. So basically what happened was Hater, the match is over, and then Britt Baker starts attacking Tony Storm. Deeb goes after Athena, and out comes Hater, and you have that pause where they both look at each other. Baker and Hater look at each other, then they turn, and they go right back after Tony Storm. And then as they're beating the living hell out of her, we get this music.
Falling in reverse.
And nobody, people in the crowd, people in the ring that were looking confused as to who's this music belonged to, I think everybody just was completely taken back when we see fucking Saraya comes out.
AKA Paige from WWE.
Yeah, Paige from WWE, Saraya. Oh, Saraya. Trey J, go first. What are your thoughts on the premiere of Saraya?
Well, we're always going to know that Paige is the reason why Florence Pugh is famous.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the first thing we got to make sure we talk about. The music was perfect. I love that theme.
Yeah.
Her entrance, her look. I mean, that's a debut because it's not something that's overly signed. It didn't, you're going to, of course you're going to get the ex-WWE thing, but it's kind of like WWE hadn't done anything with her for a long time. So it's like, here she comes in, and now we have this mystery. Is she cleared? Is she going to wrestle? Is she a manager? What is she going to do? There's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of buzz, and she is a name. She is a very good name, and she's young. She's only I think she just turned 30.
Yep, just turned 30.
So it's like, she has all this wrestling experience. She has a family of wrestling experience. She has her big camera title, high marquee value that she can bring. And it's like, she can do a lot. She knows how to tell a good story. She honestly, and you look at her, she looks better than she looked better than we've seen her in a very long time. I'm just in general. And I mean, and she's imposing when you think about that roster.
Yeah.
Like Paige is actually quite tall compared to most of the AEW roster.
Yep.
You look at how much she towers over Athena. You look at how she's basically just like maybe a hair taller than Toni Storm. Toni Storm looks like one of the taller women on the roster.
Yeah.
So it's like now you have this extra presence, and it's almost like it envelops everything. Like, you forget about the match. The match is not important anymore because Soraya Jade is here.
Yeah, exactly. Joseph Graham, you go next.
Oh, I was excited. I mean, I kind of had it spoiled because I was listening to Sean Ross Sapp talk earlier on YouTube. Yeah. He's like, well, I'm not reporting this, but it's just my hunch. I was like, oh, I hate you for saying that.
Yeah.
But it was still great. I love Paige. Like, she was great in WWE. I just have one thing to say. Like, can we go back to the beatdown?
Yeah.
It probably would have been better if they hadn't have done that last week as well, where they looked like they were going to fight each other, then turned on Toni Storm.
I agree.
So, I mean, when she came down, I was like, I already knew she wasn't. There was no chance she was going to hit Britt.
Yeah.
So.
I agree. Canada Dry, you go next.
Yeah, so just let me say, I don't hate Britt Baker. I just get frustrated sometimes and I say stuff. I don't hate anyone.
I'll let it slide only because you're injured.
Yeah, I'm just pissy.
It's all this pain med you taking, huh, Canada Dry?
I ain't on no pain meds. I'm straight edge, yo. I really hope that this thing with Hayter and Britt Baker is on pause, and they're just gonna. It's uneasy friendship, I guess. I'm hoping that it comes to a boil later on. And I think it was magical when Soraya appeared. I really wanted her to talk, but I love that she didn't because it gives us waiting for more.
Yep.
So I love that.
I kind of hope she talks next week because I'll be there live in person. So.
That's going to be awesome. You can be our field reporter.
Yep.
Send us reports from inside the inner workings, the inner sanctum, if you will.
How the hell is Joseph Graham in the women's locker room? I want to know.
It's the hair.
I can't do that. I'll have my 8-year-old son with me. I don't think I should be doing that just yet.
Well,
yeah.
Joe Graham is going to be like, "How you doing?"
Yeah, you got to be.
He'll be like, "Ah."
You got to make sure that you let them start. You start doing that when they turn 13. As soon as they become a teenager, then it's okay. If your wife has a problem with it, tell JFB said it was all right. So.
Okay.
I do like to run my mouth sometimes. I do.
Yeah. Well, that's Dally. Dally's got opinions. So we get one more segment in before we get to the main event. Hey, what's going on, Makoto Kino?
Live from Japan. What time is it in Japan right now?
9:46 p.m. Central.
We're watching the double exciting, super fun show.
Yeah, that's what we're calling. That's our name in Japan. We get a Darby Allin segment. We get a Darby Allin segment, and he's toting a body bag on a subway and in a New York cab. Now, maybe in other cities this might get a double look, but
New York, huh?
Yeah, for a person who's lived in New York and has lived in very sketchy areas, let's just say that wouldn't be the strangest thing you'll ever see on a subway train in New York City. So, so he tags and says, I have to go to a funeral at Arthur Ashe Stadium. Darby Allin. So we get to the main event. Holy Christopher Columbus. We are talking about Jon Moxley, Canada Dry's all-time favorite wrestler in all of wrestling that he's ever watched. He likes Moxley more than Bret Hart. And
you didn't just say that. I was going to go with it.
The best there is, the best there was and the best there ever will be.
Yeah, the next time I'm going to put audio on this, it's going to be Liam doing that impersonation. Not getting it right, so that's going to be mine.
Did you hear Bree doing it?
What's that?
Did you hear Bree try to do it?
Yeah.
I'm the best there was, I'm the best there is, and the best I am.
Yeah. She sounded like Popeye. Crowd is still hot after the women's shocker. Danielson definitely is the underdog. He has something to prove with his loss to Mox earlier. It's 11:47 a.m. Oh, so it's like bright sunny day. So Mox, of course, going with power moves, a lot of punching. Danielson going the mat based, of course. We knew that was going to happen. That's the dichotomy between, these two wrestlers is their difference in style. Really good back and forth. I thought the crowd would be a lot more into it than they actually were. I felt like the crowd was very quiet. It popped when it needed to pop, but I would, if I was there, I'd be on my feet that entire match. I don't care if it's a 30-minute match, 60-minute match, 10-minute match.
You know why? Why? They were boring? Because John Moxley is boring.
Oh, stop it, Canada Dry.
You know what?
Man's not wrong.
You know I'm just trolling you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so Mox likes playing the heavy.
What does that say?
The wrong kid died.
That's how I feel about this match. Like the wrong kid died. Like I felt like when Danielson went down, I was like, the wrong kid died.
Yeah, I agree. Let's talk about the match. Obviously, John Moxley is now a 3-time AEW World Champion. Canada Dry, your thoughts on this match?
I think Trey J, I'm going to steal your line. The wrong kid died. I'm like, I just wanted Bryan Danielson to get that chance to carry the company, even if it's for just a few months. Maybe they're saving his run for later.
Yeah,
but I would have loved for it to be a little bit longer. I don't know. Maybe when MJF takes the title off Mox, maybe it'll all make sense to me, and I'll agree with how this goes down.
Yeah.
But right now it's a little bit sour. But Jericho winning the ROH title kind of redeems it all for me. So,
okay. Joseph Graham, your thoughts on the main event?
Okay, so I'm going to take the opposite. I think the right guy won, and not just because I'm a massive Moxley fan, but because I don't want Bryan Danielson to be a transitional champion where all the focus is on MJF.
Yeah.
And that was one thing I didn't like about this match. I got tired of them cutting MJF every 2 seconds. Just let me see the match.
I love that. That was one of the things I loved about this match.
I don't, because it's we're crowning a new champion. Let me focus on the match. Show him once or twice, but not every 2 seconds.
Well, I think maybe they're teasing maybe him coming down to get people excited about that. So
I mean, if they really wanted to go that route, then he should have been closer and not up in a skybox with the spotlight on him.
Well, they had him on the freaking big screen.
I know. It sort of took a little bit for me away from the match.
Yeah. Trey J, what are your thoughts on the match?
I'm gonna go with Joe on this one, man. That this match felt more about MJF, and it was so weird because it really felt like they waited till the match got going before they started showing MJF. We all said this before. Like this match started off weird. Yeah. Like I get the Blackpool combat. It was I couldn't really. It was a hard match to get into. I mean, once it got going, it was fine, but it was a hard match to really get into at first. And both of them didn't seem like themselves.
Yeah.
They seemed like, all right, like we're going to fight each other's style. Like you got Danielson coming out hot, brawling. You got Moxley transitioning into a LaBelle lock. I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, the match was fine. I guess, for a TV pay-per-view, for a title, match was fine. I would have liked Danielson to win, definitely. I think I think me and Canada Dry made that clear. Joe's absolutely right, though. Danielson doesn't need to be a transitional champion, and they have been building Mox and MJF for quite some time. So I will accept it pending, because if somehow Mox pulls off a win over MJF, I'm done with this for a minute.
I don't think that's happening.
Yeah.
See,
I'll find the server farm that Bleacher Report and AEW used, and I'll burn that motherfucker to the ground.
Yeah.
So real quick, like what I wouldn't mind is if Danielson is the one to take the title off of MJF in like a year and a half.
Okay.
Like he can literally be the savior of AEW when he's threatening to take that title to the WWE in 2024.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the story what I pitched a couple weeks ago, just tweaked because obviously they've gone a different route. But
yeah,
I think MJF needs to have a nice long reign, but dear God, please don't let it be every week that he's just hitting someone with that damn ring, because that's going to get real old real quick.
Yeah.
Let me just say, I'm glad that Daniel Garcia is still with the Jericho Appreciation Society. I thought he was going to came out to congratulate Jericho, so that was cool.
He was barely there.
Hey, as long as he's there, he's still part of the team. I like it.
Last time I saw somebody that dejected in my entire life was when the football player decided to ask out the school nerd, and the school nerd girl said no. My high school. That happened. I
That's
mean,
a villain origin story, actually.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, I would have been happy with whoever won. I would have been happy with the Danielson run. I would have been happy with the Moxley run again. You know, yeah, I probably would have enjoyed Danielson a lot more than Moxley, but you're right, Joseph Graham. I mean, you can. Bryan Danielson is not the girl you date for a few months until the girl you really want to date becomes available, and then you just dump that girl. You're just like out of the way.
But how long do we got to wait? Do we got to wait till Revolution? Or
I mean, I'm expecting it's going to drop at what the next pay-per-view is Full Gear, correct?
Yeah.
I expect him to drop into MJF at Full Gear, and I expect pretty much until Full Gear in 2023.
He should probably keep it till Winter is Coming next year.
Yeah.
Do we want to do a Full Gear after show?
We can do a Full Gear after show. Might as well. What else are we gonna do? We're not club. You know, we don't go to clubs, and we don't.
I mean, as long as they stick to like a Saturday pay-per-view, I'd be great with it.
Yeah.
Sunday night is tough.
Yeah. Yeah. Sunday night is real rough because when you got the AM in the morning for the Monday,
yeah,
it is not.
So
cool.
We'll see.
Yeah. My only question to you guys is, whatever happened to raising the arm up 3 times to make sure that he was completely knocked out so he could shake?
I missed that. They haven't done that in a long time.
They did just one, and he's like, "That's over." And I'm like, whatever happened to the times when they used to raise?
Yeah, you need to at least see the thing drop 3 times. So okay, we know he's out.
Yeah, now we know he's out. Legitimate. Yeah. What did you guys think? What did you guys think about just the no 3? Do you guys remember the 3 arm?
Yeah, I remember. I think the one that I remember most would always be with Piper. He always did that so well.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
I just remember, like, as much as I hate to admit this, I just remember when Hogan used to do it.
Yeah.
Every major bad guy would put Hogan in the sleeper.
Yep.
Yep. It's my favorite thing. It's just like.
My favorite was Brutus the Barber Beefcake doing the sleeper hold, counting the arms, and then shaving the head. Oh yeah,
yeah.
Me, Daddy.
I remember the story where Piper put Hogan to sleep in WCW, and they cut it off to say that it never happened, like to change the story.
Yeah.
Oh, would Piper have won the title?
Yeah, he should have.
Yeah.
But once again, they screwed over the man.
Yep. Absolutely, because just when you think you have the answers, I'm changing the questions. Okay,
that on there.
So let's do our best match, and then let's do number of bells. I'm going to go with Trey J Styles first.
Jericho, Claudio, best match, 4 bells.
4 bells. Holy.
That's the first time in a long time. I think it's the first time maybe ever I've given it 4 bells. And the reason why is because everybody gave us what we expected from them.
Yeah.
I think that when you start off a great show with Jericho and Claudio, at that point, your expectations aren't that anybody is going to give you a better match.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, that's the expectation, because it's like you just put Claudio and Jericho in the first match, and it's just like, but then you get the Acclaimed, and it's like, if that wasn't a great storytelling match, I don't know what is. I'm not as big against Billy Gunn getting involved, because I mean that was just extra points for me over in FTW. But the Orange Cassidy and Pac match, like Canada Dry said, it's kind of like, I don't know if you guys watch Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
But you remember, if you watch Game of Thrones, remember season 2, the Battle of Blackwater Bay, right? It's like that episode, given what had come before it and what was expected to come after it, didn't get the praise that it deserves. But it was like, it was very solid. It was just that whatever the stuff that happened before it, had already kind of outshined it. Yeah. And I think that that's where this match is going to be. We got to remember when AEW is doing these Pac versus Cassidy part 3, they're trying to give us something different, and I gotta applaud the effort on that.
Yeah,
because the matches don't look the same. Even with Mox and Danielson, even though I wasn't as completely happy with the outcome, Joe Graham has definitely made me feel better, both with his words and his great hair. So it's like,
good looking son of a bitch.
Right? Right? Does that shit blow in the wind? Like when you stand outside on
a when it gets a little longer, yes, it will.
That is fantastic. I need a TikTok of this.
I'm gonna change my Twitter account to Joe Graham's hair.
Right.
Or I called it.
But overall, like I said, this was a great episode. I think coming off the heels of this, you have so much storyline direction, which is what I think the AEW honestly needs the most. And Paige, I mean Saraya showing up, icing on the cake.
Yeah.
That is my dairy.
Rampage.
That's true. And then but like Saraya is like a Dairy Queen Blizzard with strawberries and M&Ms. That's everything right there.
Damn. All right, Joseph Graham, your favorite match, and of course your number of bells, 1 to 4.
I'm right along with Trey J. That opening match was everything I could have asked for, and 4 bells.
Yeah,
I mean it was a great. The structure of the show was great. It started off hot, stayed hot, dipped down a little, then it built back up.
Yeah.
And you got the memorable moment with Saraya coming in. And like I said, great opening match, great closing match. And there's plenty of ways that they can go now.
Yeah.
Can I throw one more thing in? I know we didn't talk about this.
No. Okay.
But shut up. But did you guys see the suicide prevention commercial they did?
Yes.
Bro, that was like everybody involved in that was so like just my respect for them went up.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of times we kind of like, people talk about Aubrey Edwards kind of doing too much in matches. And to see her in that too, and Eddie Kingston, that was I think that it's true that I think that really did help some. I hope that helps somebody.
We got that commercial in Canada.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Well, also on top of that, in our group chat, our AFW group chat, I shared a video AEW put out, and it's like a 3-minute interview with Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
Just talking about how it's affected him and his family, and it's a great, quick 3-minute watch. It's on the AEW's Facebook page. Go out of your way and watch it. It's amazing.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a big advocate of mental health. I deal with mental health issues, depression and bipolar. And so it's good that we have those people that are putting out those resources, which is funny because this is a day after Malachi Black came out and talked about just being mentally exhausted and talking about his mental health as well. So, it's good that they're doing that because we lose a lot of people way before their prime. And it sucks because, you can't deal, they can't deal and they have nowhere to go. So Canada Dry, Now that I brought the room down.
Oh, yeah, I think we brought it up.
Hey, JFB, that's a great message to get out, man.
Yeah, man, definitely. That brings it up.
So Canada Dry.
Can we get a Markova match here in Japan? Well, you missed out because she was in DDT with Kenny Omega for a long time. So you missed out on seeing Markova in Japan.
Well, she should have some matches on NWA on YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube, NWA. If you go to youtube.com/NWA. Huh?
Do they have DDT on there?
No,
but NWA is on YouTube, so
right. I thought
they can go in and just watch those matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah, I mean, you could subscribe to DDT. I can't remember the name of the stream that they use, but
streaming services.
So yeah, my bell is I'll give it 4 bells, and definitely since we're running out of time, we'll just quickly say the Jericho match.
Yeah.
That was the highlight of the night for me. That'll be on the Jeritron 5000 a little later, or I can rewatch it. But yeah, I love that Jericho is the new ROH champion.
Yeah, I'm going to give it 4 bells as well. I'm also going to say the Jericho match, but the one that came just close and came in second was the Acclaimed. That tag match, I was on. I knew the result. I knew what was going to happen, but I was still on the edge of my seat because it was that amazing. So that is our show, ladies and gentlemen. We are out of time, but here we go. Here's some quick stuff. If you want to check out all our social media, you can go to youtube.com/FN Wrestling, or you can go to FNWrestling.com. Our state-of-the-art website has all our links, all the news that we post. It has information about AFW if you're interested in joining a prediction league. If you want T-shirts, which I'm not wearing one of ours, but Canada Dry is.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to prowrestlingtees.com/FN Wrestling, where you can pick up all your swag, like the All FN Wrestling Show shirt. If you like old school wrestling, we know you do. We run Adrian Adonis's Pro Wrestling Tees site, prowrestlingtees.com/Adrian Adonis. So you can find all that and more. You can go to our YouTube page, like and subscribe. Listen to our podcast on Apple iTunes. Leave a review, 5-star. That helps us get into more people's aggregate in order to go ahead and listen to us. So, that's it. I'm the J on behalf of Canada Dry, Joe Graham, Trey J Styles. I'm the JFB.
And remember, we'll see you next week. And just keep fighting.
Hit the music and turn. This has been an FN Worldwide Media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/FN Wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at prowrestlingtees.com/FN Wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, FNWrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.